Welcome back to another brand new episode of the 343 Football Podcast here on Sportycast, where we do news, reviews, previews, analysis, debates, you name it, we got it covered. My name is AF. I'll be your host, once again joined by my trusted co-host, Jason Ronnie. How are you doing today, sir?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Really enjoying the hot weather. Yeah, we have to appreciate it because I think it's going to be cold very soon. But
Some
surviving.
some really hot days still coming up, so I mean I think we can enjoy it while it lasts. Um
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
Also joining us today, we are welcoming back Zareenah, aka Red Devil Gal.
Yes,
Welcome back
yes.
to the channel. How are you doing?
Good. Not too bad, not too bad. I just want the bikes to stop driving fast because I feel like my mic is picking up the bikes outside.
Either I'm deaf because I can't hear anything,
Is
so I
it? Oh,
think I'm
no,
good.
no,
You can
perfect,
fix it.
perfect, perfect. No. No, I'm good. But I want winter now. I don't want summer anymore.
That's I've heard that a lot lately, but we won't go into that because we're gonna try to have a very short episode today, as short as we can. Also welcoming back a friend of the channel, Wasim Ibrahim, Newcastle supporter, the only one in Cape Town. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, good. I could have been better. Cricket's not going our way, but I guess that's life and that's sport. We're still World Test champions, so we'll carry on with that. But I'm good. Looking forward to tonight's game. I think it's big, so yeah, excited.
Yeah, love that, love that. Don't love the fact that we are once again not showing up in a cricket semi-final, but that's a topic for another podcast. So keep your eyes and your views locked to the Six and Out podcast, also here on the Sportycast Network with Ziad and Khalid Muidin. But we are here to speak about football. So, Jason Ronnie, tell me about the weekend. It was a London derby, and the result tended to be a bit red. So, walk me through that.
100%. I think when you look at the start of the season, you see so many London derbies because there's so many teams that are based in London. This one in recent times has been really swayed towards Arsenal. So kind of went into the game a bit more confident than usual, especially because we beat them twice recently in the Carabao Cup. Um, yeah, I'm not going to say it was the most comfortable. I think we let them get a bit too comfortable. We made it a bit nervy for ourselves. But again, the trusty set piece, ole. Many ways to skin a cat. At the end of the day, just happy that we got the 3 points. So yeah, very important 3 points because City look like they're slowly picking up steam. So yeah, really happy about that.
There were quite a few talking points in that game. I don't know if any of you guys were seeing Serena, if you guys watched the Arsenal Chelsea game, but there were some controversial points over there. What did you guys make of the game?
I saw part of the game. I didn't watch the whole game. But I saw there was some foul that wasn't called up for Chelsea that happened. Who was it that was hitting? Was it Gabriel that was hitting someone in the face?
Standard practice,
Don't
though.
know about. I don't know if it was in the face. I think it was Declan Rice with his elbow from
The
the
pause
corner.
looked like
Maybe.
it was in the
Yeah.
face.
But
I don't know
they
about
scored a
that.
goal like a minute or so after that. So I guess it evened
Yeah, it
out.
was literally another corner, and then they scored from the very next corner. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
there were two corner FCs playing over the weekend against each other.
Yeah, they try to use
Perhaps,
their own
yeah, but
tactics. That's why they use
yeah,
the
look,
old
don't
tactics against them. That's what they try to do. But
try
Sanchez
and
is not
con
Raya,
them.
unfortunately. Like Raya is one of the best
That
goalkeepers in the league right now, so that's unfortunate.
the the problem that I have with the discussion around the set pieces, right, is that suddenly the media was talking about Arsenal back to the Old Tricks, but there were 8 games where we scored like 21 open play goals and nobody said anything, and then teams were scoring goals from set pieces. Liverpool, Chelsea, I think even United. I think Maguire's goal. I can't remember which game it was, but there was a nice corner that Bruno floated Maguire scored. So teams have become used to scoring from it, but as soon as Arsenal do it, then it's haram, then it's the terrorists are back at it. There's so many more things to be upset about in the world than a team that got very good at set pieces. I think the most eye-opening thing is that I think we had about 5 to 6 corners. We scored 2 goals. Chelsea had about 11. They got one. So I don't think the problem with the set pieces. I think it's the efficiency of it. And haters go and hate, bro. If I must score 50 more goals from set pieces and win the league, I'll take it. I will
Yeah.
bottle the tears and I will keep it there. Excuse the word of bottling, isn't it? I'll keep wait for it.
I
So
saw.
yeah, it is. Every team is now becoming a bit more proficient at set pieces. So we see it in the United Everton game. They crowd in the box. I think last night Liverpool Wolves. So just let the teams figure out ways to get an advantage, man. My goodness, yo, nitpick
Also,
everything.
Chelsea have also got the most red cards from all teams. So I think we need to look at that. The fact that if you try to beat Arsenal, at least keep 11 players on the field, and they seem to be unable to do that on a regular basis. So
Yeah.
credit to
Yeah.
Arsenal if they're scoring from set pieces. Good on them. Let's not always hate on teams doing well. I think Arsenal deserve a lot of credit for the way they set up their set pieces and they execute it. Because I look at a lot of other teams, my team included. Sometimes we get 5 corners, but then 3 of them hit the first man. So if another team is doing well because of it, I think we can't hate them too much.
Yeah,
Now,
no,
pundits
fair.
love to hate. They love to hate. That's the
I,
thing. They're going to look for something to hate on. And the thing is, yes, I know there are times you want goals to come from good, bold up play and not just set pieces all the time. But then again, a win is a win, bro. Like, no matter
yeah.
how it happens.
There are a lot of like legends coming out. Like I saw Ruud Gullit coming out yesterday saying that he's losing his passion for like watching football because he watched the London Derby over the weekend and he was like, it's so statistical now, it's so technical now. It's not really about playing football. It's just about who takes the best set pieces, um who can cross the ball better, and like he makes a good point. But I mean, if teams are finding ways to win, then you have to respect it one way or the other. It's going to take them further. But yeah, that's just like a couple of takes on that. We will move over to, unless Jason, did you want to say something?
Yeah, last thing, man. Last thing, not to sound like a broken record. I think the quality in the league has obviously improved, right? Again, by virtue of last night's result. Shout out Liverpool fans if you are in the chat. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're hiding again. The quality has gotten so much that teams have become better defensively. They've gotten better in terms of how they press and things like that. So you have to find ways to score goals. Wasim was saying it, like if you've become proficient at it and efficient at it, then fine, take it. If teams come at other teams and the game is open, then fine, we'll see a lot of goals. But teams are so at this business end of the season, they don't want to give anything up. They're not going to play as free flowing as they played in game week 5, now in game week 30. So yeah, just let's look at the football, let's look at the context, and then let's not nitpick on everything. Teams are going to do it. 1 week it's Liverpool on a slot complaining about set pieces. Then next week his team scores 3 from set pieces, and then he's like, "Oh, but we're still
Yay.
behind." The most hypocritical guy in the whole league. Oh no, snotness. Yo, that man chunks the whole time, no?
Now, I can't.
Yo,
Every time the
I
camera
can't
cuts to
handle
you,
him.
yo.
Yo, this is like a monumental crash out. But yeah, that is me. That is me.
I love it. I love it, and I love that we got quite a few shots to Liverpool in there as well. Wasim, I'm gonna move over to you. Over the weekend, you guys seem to get away with a draw by the end of that game, but unfortunately, Diego Barry had other ideas. Everton are sort of building some momentum of their own, but as soon as it seems like Newcastle is starting to find some true direction, they pull out something like they did over the weekend. How are you feeling with this season as a whole? Like, I mean, it goes from highs to lows and highs to lows, and that's why I called it a roller coaster off camera. Yeah, how are you feeling this season, and what do you think needs to be done to sort of change the shift of or the direction of where this club is heading?
Look, I think this season it's been there's been highs and lows. The high has been like the Champions League. We are through to the last 16. We're playing Barcelona. We've had some nice games against PSG, Barcelona, and some other teams in the Champions League. So there's been some highs. We beat Man City in the league, so that was also great. And we reached the semi-finals of the League Cup. But I think our season as a whole has sort of has been inconsistent throughout, and because of that, we focused on the cups. We seem to be a team who can pitch up on one day, but 3 days later, be sure that we're not going to play at that level. So whether it's bad one week, it will then be better the next week, or if it's good one day, it will be you can be guaranteed it's going to be worse the next day. So I think we've been so inconsistent, but it's also as a result of our recruitment where we never got it right this off season. We let go of Isak. Obviously, lots of talk about that, and we can speak for hours about it. But the fact is, we never really recruited well in other positions as well. So we are now bearing the fruit of that. So, case in point, Manchester United are doing well because they recruited well. Mbuemo, Cunha, Sesko, for example, they're all doing well now because they were recruited and they were excellent buys. We, on the other hand, we're struggling because we've got a couple of injuries and the new guys are not hitting the ground running as we wanted them or needed them to. So, yeah, it's been very disappointing because to be 13th, 14th in the league after 30 games, that's unacceptable for where we want to be. Having said that, we can still salvage our season if we do well in the Champions League, maybe make the quarters or the semis. If we go far in the FA Cup, we play Man City on Saturday, so that's a big game. So we can salvage our season by doing well in the cups, but ultimately the league is the bread and butter, and we might not even make Europe for next season based on that. So that's very disappointing. We need to recruit much better. I think we had a bit of issues with our sporting director not being in place the off-season last time around. This time we do have a sporting director. We've got a CEO. So hopefully the leadership from the top will make correct decisions and we'll be better placed for it. So yeah, it's been disappointing to say. If I'm answering your question, it's been a disappointing season from my side.
Yeah, no, like I agree with a lot of your points. You spoke about recruitment there, and I mean, like you said, you lost Isak, you got Wissa, and you got Voltemade in to sort of replace him. Unfortunately, Wissa started the season off injured, and he was injured for a large chunk of that opening like few months. Voltemade hit the ground running more often than not, and since then he's fallen off a bit. I've seen a lot of people now turn on him, and people like saying like they should have spent the money a bit better. But I mean, you things happen. Like on another time, it would have been that Wissa didn't get injured, and him and Voltemade would have like shared that sort of burden of like Isak's goals that were missing. And I think then it would have been a different output, and you guys would have been able to develop more momentum. So unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. You guys also had other injuries in on other parts of the pitch as well. So I think it goes down to how Eddie Howe used the squad that was available to him. There was certain times when he started Jacob Murphy on the bench. When I mean, he's probably one of your better players after last season, and even now since he's been getting starts again, he's been showing that he's been in the goals, he's been in the assists. So it was very weird that Eddie Howe benched him for a couple of games in a row. Um, do you think that there's anything Eddie Howe's going to do in the last like 9 10 games or so that might sort of fill the fans with some sort of optimism?
Look, I think what can save our season potentially, if we do go out of the cups, it will be now in this month because we play Barcelona and we play Man City. So we could potentially be out of both the Champions League and the FA Cup come the end of this month. Then we'd have April and May to sort of focus on the league entirely. And Eddie Howe, as a manager, he seems to be someone that thrives having time on the training ground. So if we're out of the cups, he'll have one game per week for the rest of the season. So then we could potentially go on a short run and end the season on a good note. So I think that is something that could happen. But I think that we've also learned our shortcomings now in that for 2 seasons we've been in the Champions League, we've struggled in the league. We finished seventh, I think, when we finished in the Champions League the last time. And now we in the lower half of the league. Although we can still finish seventh or eighth, I think that's shown that Eddie Howe is not really able to handle focusing on 3 competitions and not having time on the training ground. So a lot of lessons to take from this. Maybe the club's hierarchy needs to think, is Eddie Howe the right guy to take the club forward in the long term? Because if we want to make a change, look at what happened to Manchester United. Made a change. They were equal on points with us when they fired their manager. We're now, I think, 11 points or 15 points, 15 points behind you guys. So, and I mean, it's only been, 6 weeks or whatever it's been. So that just shows that if you have a proper manager and the squad seems to have motivation, then they can achieve great things. So I think lots to think about. But I think if we want to focus, I think let's try and finish the league as high as possible, get a seventh or eighth. Potentially it could still be Europe, depending on how other teams do. So I think we need to push for that and hopefully end the season well.
Yeah, I think the end of the season position is going to be the determining factor for Eddie Howe. We're just going to pivot real quick to Manchester United and Zareenah. Over the weekend, we managed to grind out that victory against Crystal Palace. We had some fortunate decision going our way with the red card. On another day,
Suspicious.
Had to be an Old Trafford.
Talking points.
Let me speak to my fellow Red Devil supporter here, please. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I mean, on another day we don't get that. On another day, that isn't a red card. The rub of the green went our way, fortunately. But yeah, just in general, how do you think that we approached that game? And I mean, we had the never say die approach again, which was great.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm going to be honest. I don't think we started well in that game. I feel like we were sloppy. It was like they were tired. They don't look when they pass. Usually it's only a few that I can count on one hand that don't look when they pass. But majority of that squad wasn't looking when they were passing and getting frustrated with one another. And I only think they woke up when Crystal Palace scored. I feel.
Yeah.
I only think that's where it was the switch, and then they decided, no, they're going to lock in now. They should have locked in from the start, but I'm just glad they did. But yeah, I think that red card did help a lot. I'm not going to lie, because Crystal Palace is not an easy side to go against. Honestly, they are not an easy side to go against. Very unpredictable side as well. You don't know what Oliver Glasner is going to come with as well. So I think because of a few decisions that were made, that it did help us as well. And I'm also glad that Sesko got a start. I feel like he's really been trying hard to prove himself, to show him, look, I can start. I can be a starter. I can make a difference. Because Ahmad has been shaky. He really has been shaky like the last 2-3 games. So I'm really glad about that Sesko at least got his start. Because I was excited for him to get it as well. I feel like he really has put in the work. He doesn't complain, head down, grinds, and then when he's needed, he goes.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of players that we can actually spotlight for that game, and I mean, Senna Lammens, the guy keeps on like saving us one way or the
All
other.
the time. I'm not stressed anymore. Corners.
Exactly. What a different feeling, eh? What a different feeling. But the goal that we conceded, it was probably one of the softest goals we've conceded this season. I don't know. I can't remember. I think it was Lenny Yaro who was marking Lacroix, and he just lost him completely. Yaro didn't have a great first half. He grew into the game quite well in the second half. But yeah, I mean, like we can't be conceding sloppy goals like that. And hopefully it's something that Carrick and his coaching staff is actually looking at, because there are way too many times that we concede a set piece and our guys just like, we're too soft. If it's not Senelaman saving us, then the rest of our team, they're just not alert enough to any ball that's coming in. So hopefully that's something that they are looking at.
I hope.
Which player do you think has been, besides Bruno Fernandes, besides Benjamin Sesko, which player do you think has been sort of pulling his weight the most in that team? In terms, like, I'm not even thinking about stats. I'm thinking about off the ball work. I'm thinking about hard work. A player that's literally doing the discreet work and not getting all the plaudits.
I have to give a shout out to Mainu, eh? Like Mainu, I feel like he stepped up and shown his worth because I mean he didn't get thoughts with Ruben Amorim. And it's nice to see that he's actually getting minutes and you can actually see he's grinding. He's working on
Yeah,
that pitch. He's moving around. He's drawing defense this way. He's trying to attack as well. He's trying to put the ball into the box as well. So I have to give a shout out to him. I really think he has stepped up a lot because he's now given the opportunity as well to show what he is
yeah,
capable of. So I'm going to have to give my help to Maino.
100%. We have Harry Maguire in the chat from Mubin, and
Yeah.
I think like yeah, he's like earned all of those plaudits right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think that
What do you
he's
think
like
about his foul when they kicked him on his head?
I think he went to the hospital after that, if I'm not mistaken.
He had a
I think
I was
concussion
hoping you're not going to
from.
bring it up.
Yeah. No, but what
guy,
I was
the
going to
guy
say is, as
could have gotten injured, man.
He could have,
could
or was
have,
Wrong with
close.
you?
if the foot was at least a bit closer to where his head was. I was going to say that as you asked that question, I was actually going to say the way Casemiro started the season and the way that he's played since he's announced that he's leaving has actually
Yeah,
been like chalk and cheese.
same.
Basically, he said, guys, I'm going to leave, right? And I'm going to make you guys miss me. Because I think he's been so instrumental in the build up. He's been very good defensively. He's even chipped in with some goals.
Yeah.
And on that Kobe Mino shout, I think we all knew that there was a player there, but he seems to be a confidence player. You need to give him a run of games to get him into the full flow, which is, I mean, standard, right? He had such a great
Yeah,
time last season and even before Amrin came in, and then he was just iced out. So to see him, I think bigger than Man United, it's a good omen for like England going to the World Cup, having a good midfielder to partner with, I think it's going to be Declan Rice because Jude Bellingham's injured. So this is a perfect time for him to cement, get the form, get into the eye line of Thomas Tuchel, and then, just set himself up for that trip and actually be one of the key members in the team. It's probably between him and Elliot Anderson because I don't think either of them start over Declan Rice if you are
yeah.
going to play like a double pivot sort of a thing. So, I would agree with that. It will be interesting to see now this second game in a week to see how the boys handle. Are you going to be rotating? Are you keeping the same team? Are the guys fresh? Not fresh?
I
For
think
I
the
don't know if
current,
that's
for tonight's
for
game.
this evening's game. Yeah.
I think, I wonder if the only change he'll make is the Sesko and Ahmad switch again. But I think Carrick is comfortable with his starting 11. But I do know Maguire is not back, so Lenny is probably going to start again at the back. But I don't know about Sesko and Ahmad. I think everyone else is going to stay the same. It's just those two I'm not too sure about.
Yeah. He says that this United team is not ready for more than one match a week. So I guess we'll see that tonight. Yesterday in the press conference, Carrick did speak up Ahmad quite a bit. So
Mm.
that gives me the feeling that he's going to be starting. Um, I'm actually not mad about like if Yoro starts with Heaven, because both Maguire and Yoro, they were like rotating in that left centre back spot over the weekend, and they don't look comfortable there. So it's a bit weird that Carrick was playing a right-footed player at the left centre back spot. So maybe having Aiden Evan there
What's
from the
happening
start,
with Lisandro?
he's still
Is he
injured.
back? Is
Still injured,
still
not
No,
back
no,
injured?
no,
yet. The
still
lift is
injured.
close,
This
but not close
future,
enough.
Yeah. So yeah, like while we're on this topic, let's just get into the preview right now. So we are speaking about Manchester United and who they might be able to field tonight. So Zareenah, if you could choose your starting 11, who would it be and why? What do you think those players will offer that the others won't?
Um, I would stick with Carrick's same 11, except I'll swap out Dallo and put Mazraoui there instead. And I would A part of me would rather start Amat and then let Jeshko be a super sub to come on, because I really think he has a powerful presence when it comes to that. In the last 20 minutes, put him on, he really tries to make a difference, especially when there's not a lot of time. He's thinking he needs to lock in now and need to score goals. I only have 20 minutes. Um, then I would say, still at the back, Lenny. I would like Heaven. I rate Heaven a lot as a baller. I feel like he has a lot of
Yeah.
confidence for someone that's so young to be playing for Manchester United. Still, Bruno I would start, Cassie, Mainu, Cunha, Burmo as the number, false nine, and Amat on the right.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, I mean, I agree with you. Like with the Cisco coming off the bench, super sub role.
Mhm.
I just feel like we need to try and tackle them and like attack them as quick as possible when the match starts. We shouldn't be starting lethargically like we did
Yeah.
over the weekend. Just switching over, Wasim, to your team. Are there any injuries uh, that's been disclosed, or do you guys have a more strong squad to basically pick from?
Yeah, look, we've got our few guys that have been injured for a while now, like Bruno Guimaraes, Shaw's injured, and Tino Livramento. So those are three guys that probably, if they were fit, they would be in and around the starting 11. So they're missing again, and then Voltemaire's got a bit of a stomach bug, so he might not play. So I think we sort of short in certain positions, so we'll play the player that's fit. So, like for example, at right back, Trippier is our only right back in the squad that's fit at the moment, so he'll play definitely. So I think we'll go with what we have available and just try and keep a few guys fresh. So Jacob Ramsey had a bit of a bug in the last game, so he played the first half, scored, and then he was second half. He came out to play and he started throwing up, and they basically subbed him at that very point that just before the kickoff of the second half. So the bug seems to have gone around in the camp, and Voltman has got it now. But Ramsey is available, and I think because he only played 45 minutes on the last game, I think he'll start. So I think it's going to be about who's available and who's feeling fresh, given that we've had a hectic schedule up until this point.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like every time I speak about Newcastle, I always sort of spotlight the midfield because it's so weird that you guys are laying so low in the table, but I consider you guys to have one of the best midfields in the Premier League.
So
So
no, I agree with you on that point. Our starting midfield, in fact, we've got a decent midfield. Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, Lewis Miley has been excellent this season for a youngster. And then Jacob Ramsey is also quite decent. So, and then Joe Willock is also there. So we have a nice central midfield balance. But the problem is, and I think this is something that you touched on earlier, is that we've got a very big contrast between our league form and our cup form. And a case in point is the fact that in the league, our wide players, our wingers, Jacob Murphy, Ilanga, Gordon, and Barnes, they've got 3 assists all season in the league. That's your 4 wide players. Okay, obviously only 2 play at the time, but it's shocking that you've got wide players, wingers, that have 3 or 4 assists. Last season, Murphy alone, him and Isak had a thing going, and he had about 12 assists. That's one player. Now we don't even have collectively 5 or 6 of your wingers. So I think that's been the area that's let us down most. Because in the Champions League, Gordon has 10 goals in the Champions League. So it's almost like the guys are mentally not up for league games because they want to focus on the cups. And so I think that's our area where we need contributions from our wide players, because that's our game. Midfield, they're combative, they'll win the ball, they'll get it out wide. The wingers and the fullbacks will overlap. But if they're not assisting, if they're not putting decent crosses in, getting valuable contributions, then I think that's where our game falters. And that is why our strikers are under pressure, because Voltemaier is a new striker in our team, and he's not scored a lot lately. And Visser's been injured, and he's trying to get up to speed with things, but the wide players are not delivering. So, yeah, I think that's our big area. So if our players that do start tonight, probably Gordon and Barnes, we need them to contribute massively.
that's fair. And is Ilanga fit? Is he
He's
available for
fit.
tonight?
He's been fit, and he's shown glimpses of doing well. Like against Everton, there was a one moment where he got the ball on the halfway line. He turned, he beat three guys, got to the box, took a shot, and it was saved by the keeper. But I thought, wow, more of that. And then for the rest of the game, he never beat his man again. He got the ball sideways pass, tried to cross, then it maybe didn't reach his target. So it's been very inconsistent from our wide players. But I would like Alanga to start because I think he offers us something in terms of outright pace where he can be an outlet. You win the ball in midfield and you can quickly play a through ball and let him chase it. So I like the fact what he could potentially offer, but we need substance from him now. We can't just have, a few touches here, a few exciting moments, but with no goals to show for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zareenah, like we know from previous games against United, Ilanga always has, or he feels like he has something to prove. Whether it was him at Nottingham Forest, and like he always shows up. So is
Yeah.
that something that Eddie Howe can maybe try to tap into? Do you think he earns a start based on that, or do you think he comes on as an impact sub, trying to prove his point even more?
Um, you know what? All the players that leave United and eventually play against United want that moment.
James
So I
Garner.
think, yeah. So I think he will start him against United tonight. I think that pace is also scary, especially if he's going to go through midfield. Cassie doesn't have the legs on him anymore, unfortunately, and you can't expect everybody else to chip in. Like if he's coming through your space, you need to do something.
Yeah.
So that part I would be worried about, but I definitely think he would start him for that pace as well.
I don't know if Luke Shaw is injured or if he's recovered after the weekend. So maybe Ilanga is going up against Mazraoui, and I actually feel a bit more at ease if that happens because Mazraoui is the better defender.
Yeah.
So I think that could be the end game tonight. I think it's Tyler on the right and Mazraoui on the left because the last
Mm,
I saw Luke Shaw probably wasn't going to be fit for this game. But yeah,
yeah.
it's going to be interesting. Jason, from outsider's perspective, actually you're not actually an outsider because you have shares in United at the moment. Um, so from your point of view, where do you think that this game will be won and lost for either team?
Yeah, we're gonna have to spotlight that midfield. I think the reason Newcastle have been doing so badly, the spine has just been so bad. It's been changing so often, and the reason to Newcastle's form last season and good results rather is the high intensity that they bring from that midfield pairing or midfield three, and they haven't been here. I mean, Jolinton has been out, Bruno Guimaraes. Sandro Tonali sort of been the only consistent. I'm not claiming to watch them enough to know whether he plays all the games, but when he's on, he's really good. And yeah, the front line's been misfiring, but on the same breath, the reason your front line is doing well is because of your midfield three as well. Like as
Yeah,
good as Bruno and all of them are, when Cunha drops in there, um, Casemiro, Maino, they're able to pick passes that basically launch things very quickly. So that battle is generally going to be the real determiner. I think both defenses are sort of like okay. Both have good moments in them. Both have some shoddy moments in them. Nick Pope, very good keeper, also has a moment or two. And I mean, Lemons is comfortably a 7 out of 10 every game. But I think when there's a bit of pressure, he does have to work a bit harder. So let's see if Newcastle can do that. But 100% midfield battle. If they can shut down both Brunos, then I think the game is going to have to be coming down to individual quality, which I then think United edge just because that front line is moving mad at the moment.
Yeah, but ruthless that front line.
Mm, but
I love it.
naughty.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Shout out Kenny here in the chat. Glory, 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 Man United. And on that
Hey.
note, we're going to go with some predictions. So, Wasim, let me give you the spotlight first over there. What do you think is going to happen tonight?
Look, I think if you look on this particular day, the 4th of March, Newcastle and Man United have played each other in recent years. 1996, 2009, and 2015, we've played each other on the 4th of March. Man United have won all 3 games. So it's not a good omen. Historically, it's not a good day for us to play Man United. But I think it's going to change at some point. And how shocking the Proteas was, I think my luck is going to change somewhere else. So I'm going to go with a Newcastle win. We are due one. We've won 1 in 7 in the league. We are on a bad run. But I think under lights at St. James's Park against Man United, who come off a very good run. They've not won. They've not lost since December. They are due a defeat at some point. I think tonight is the night. So I'm going 2-1 Newcastle.
Love that. Who scores the winner?
I think it will be Harvey Barnes. I think he's also due a goal. I know there's so many things that I'm hoping on, but I think Harvey Barnes, I think he's a very good player, and he's been a bit off it of late. But when he's been given a chance, he's scored. So I'm going with Harvey Barnes.
Love it, love it, love it. Jason, give me your neutral or your hate watch prediction.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about hate watching, my friend, because now if things don't go favorably, it could be a very long night for both of our teams, you know. So yeah, I think Newcastle will be up for it, having just lost to Everton the way that they did, and wanting to maybe build some momentum for the upcoming games. I think they've got a game in 3 different competitions in the next 3 fixtures, so League, FA Cup, Champions League. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like a 2-2 actually. I think they'll be up for it. It's gonna be end-to-end stuff. I think both teams are not gonna sit back. They're not gonna wait for the other. So yeah.
Nice goals. That's what we like, and the unbeaten streak continues. Zareenah, tell us how much you think United is going to win by, and who's going to be scoring the goals.
Okay, I'm gonna go 2-1.
And remember, this is going to be clipped, eh?
Okay. I'm gonna go 2-1 United to win. The goals, I think Cunha is due for another one. I think my boy Cunha needs a goal there. I'm gonna go Cunha and Sesko. Sesko loves a late goal, so I'm gonna go Cunha Sesko 2-1.
Nice. I think it's going to be a scrappy 1-0 win for United, with the Bruno Fernandes penalty.
Free kick.
That's what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be an entertaining game at all. I think it's going to be as scrappy and cagey as can be. But I would love to be proved wrong. So, yeah, that is all from us today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Really appreciate you guys coming through. Zareenah, tell us, where can the people find you? Tell us what you have going on, what you have coming up. Plug yourself, please.
No, you guys can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Red Devil Gal. What do I have going on? Things I cannot say yet, but you guys will find out. But yeah, follow me on the socials. I'm also on YouTube Shorts, YouTube long form videos, Red Devil Gal.
Love it, love it. Go follow her, go subscribe to her channel. Wasim, tell us we haven't really seen much all things football lately. Tell us if fortunes are going to be changing on that front, and what can we maybe expect?
Yeah, look, I've just been so busy, but hopefully around the World Cup, I'll try and we get some content out. So yeah, all things football ZA on YouTube. That's where we'll be. So yeah, we'll see how things go as we get closer to the World Cup.
Love it. Go check out All Things Football for all your football needs. Jason, tell us, where can the people find you, and what are you getting up to?
Yeah, at Jason_Ronnie, predominantly on Twitter /X. It's the same place, not 2 different places. Yeah, nothing too serious actually. We still business in, so yeah, everything is suit and tie, briefcase, business, formal, corporate. But yeah, I spoke about it maybe like 2 weeks ago, where I'm gonna try and tweet a bit of my thoughts after each game. I think I might have missed one game, but I started again. So every game I'm gonna try and put some thoughts out there and open myself up to ridicule. So that's lovely. But yeah, that will be my little public diary as we go into the last few games. And yeah, so that's where I'll be. Would love some interaction there. Would love to hear what the people are feeling as neutrals, as haters, as maybe potential Arsenal fans. So yeah,
Are
Love
you
it,
winning the
love it.
league? Are you ready, Jason?
Hmm.
has to
Are you
be,
ready?
has to be. Yo, guys, I can't explain what's gonna happen if it doesn't happen. But I'm not gonna think about that. So yeah, if
Don't
you
think
can
about it. Don't think
overthink,
about it.
yeah, if you are gonna overthink, at least overthink the good stuff, right? Let's not do the bad stuff. So yeah,
Correct.
Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
it.
No, you won't bottle the season. Don't worry.
That's triggering. That's mad triggering for you to say that. Thanks.
If
Cheers.
you
Let's
want to
never have
continue
you
all of
back
this
again.
banter with Jason, go find him on X, go find him on Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and speak your mind to him. He will appreciate it. He probably won't respond to you, but he will appreciate it.
I'll respond
I
to
am,
everything, bro. I'm
yeah,
as open as can be.
love it, love it.
Sorry, AA.
I'm at AF Parker 642 on all social media platforms. I'm probably going to be posting later on tonight after Tarawih, after, coming from mosque, making that that United comes home with a. Nah, no. I'm joking, guys. I don't do that.
He's not joking,
Lie,
guys.
it's a lie. There's a
Do that.
picture. It's online.
Don't
Google
make
it.
up
Google
like that.
it.
That's what I do.
Uh,
So
Wasim,
need
maybe
all
we
the
should
du'as.
stop
I
it.
need
This
all the
isn't
du'as.
helping, eh?
But
Maybe
it's
we
not
should stop
working,
doing this.
Wasim.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not doing it right.
needs a bit more strength, spiritual strength.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, we are at Sportycast on all social media platforms as well. There was some cricket content that was being posted during this World Cup, so go check that out on our channel. We have news updates every single day on our social media channels, so check that as well if you want to keep up with all the sports around the world. Like I said before, thank you so much to all of our guests. Thank you, Jason, Wasim, Zareenah. A pleasure as always. My name is AF4343, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.